Okay, I'm just going to take you through how to open up a Facebook group, and then you can use that Facebook group for your challenge. So just go to your profile, and then if you come across the tabs at the top here, you'll come across this one that says groups. So just click on that. Go down to the left navigation here and then go to create a group. Okay, so I am going to write down testing group. Okay, so pop it in, kind of misspelled testing there. Pop in what you want the group to be named. So I always go to choose privacy if it's for something for a challenge, because they need an invitation into this particular challenge to be part of it, which is your lead magnet to use to lead into your leading offer. So just turn this off. So if you see this here, that'll say send one-time group invites to your current active followers of your profile, turn that off, because what'll happen is every single person that is in your profile that is available to be invited will be invited to your challenge. And the first thing is people get annoyed if they're invited to groups all of the time without having asking to be part of it. It's a little bit like spamming somebody. And also you don't want people in your challenge that are not participating and are going to be your leads, because that's the purpose of doing it. So we're coming down here, you'll see what your profile would look like on your PC, the Facebook profile, and what it would look like on your mobile. So coming down here, you'll see there's some more information. I'll just leave me over to here. So yeah, so basically you've got your group, you have your group name. I'm going to move me again. It's a group name. You've got your images here. Whoops, hang on. Okay, so I've got a, this is not working. A bit weird. Okay. Uh, okay. Sorry. So yeah, so down the side on the left-hand side here, sorry, you will see public or private. We want to make this private just to keep it closed off, because that's what it is, all right? So we're going, so you will now see it'll say privacy and visible. Visible means that the people who will see information on their feeds, they may see information about this group, but they can't join it. So this is a hidden group, because this is going to be just for your people who want to participate. So we want to go to hidden. Okay, we don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry to see what's in your challenge, because then they will copy what you're doing and you don't need that. So we're going to create the group. Just take a couple of seconds. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to come over to here. I'm just going to move myself around a little bit. So we're going to go up to here to image. You'll choose from your, I'm just going to do it for you so that you can actually see how to go about going to make your own. Okay. So say, okay, I'm just going to pick this image. It doesn't matter what you pick. You can go back and change it later. So my suggestion, this is not advertised. It is not out up and running for anyone to see. This is purely for you just to have something. It's a little bit like when you're painting a picture or you're creating something. First of all, you will just smear the background in color all over the canvas because it's a naked canvas. So what happens if you color that and you lay something down, you'll find that already you feel like you've made a layer of your foundation, if that makes sense. So basically this is setting this testing group up or your challenge group up, only you see it and you build it as you go, okay? That's why we need to have it hidden. So this is just the image I've used. I've got a testing group. You call it whatever you want. So that member is me. So I would go into the member, which is me. And if this is your group, it would have your name and you'd be the admin. Okay. So that means you're in control of the group. Okay. Right. So that's all we're going to do so far. I'm going to move over to here. All right. So when you see down here, you've got community on the left. That's the amount of people in it. Overview. So this is information about your stats and things like that, comments, posts, and things like that you have, how many alerts, how many members have joined. Okay. Admin Assist, which is on the side here, gives you information about how to have the Meta automatically approve and decline members for you, suspend members. You can publish custom posts, publish a custom welcome post, decline incoming, turn off commenting for a particular product, post, and so on and so forth. So you go through that and you can adjust that to what suits you. Okay. So member requests. So you'll see that here, there'll be the person's name, what they've asked for, etc., etc. Yep, and I'll also show you another way to manage that. Badge requests, membership questions. So you can add questions here. This is for the purpose of the challenge, you don't need to do this because this is all about people joining a group for a particular purpose. You may have, you only want it for women. You may have it only for people that are affiliate marketers, people who are an MLM, people who, I don't know, like dogs. Whatever your group is about, this will be the questions that you put in to vet the people that join your group. This is not essential at all and not necessary at all for a challenge. Okay, got your pending posts. You'll go to settings. And this would be pending posted information. And we'll go through and manage this for you. And potential spam. So keep in mind that if a particular person in your challenge has been restricted on Facebook or who has been busted for spamming before, their posts and anything that they want to add to the challenge or to a group will come up here. Their name will come up here because they'll be flagged. Okay, then it's your choice. Come here. It's your choice to have a look at their posts, or then you have a look at their comments, etc. here. Okay. And then if you don't like that, if it's already for some reason loaded into the group, you just go through and you delete it because you're in control of your group. It's a bit like housekeeping. You want to keep your challenge very tidy. Okay. So you can schedule a post. So Admin Assist can do that for you. You can put posts up here, how it works, who the author of the post are, other admins, etc. if you want to. I suggest when you're first starting out to do everything manually for yourself, just purely because you want to learn how to use it effectively. But you can actually schedule your posts into your group. You don't have to use Admin Assist for that, and I would not use that initially to start out. The activity log, for instance, this has got when I started it, enable the visitors links and contributions, etc. So it's giving me all the information about that. Okay. Group rules. So group rules are really important. So here you would have your group rules about what you want to have. So you'd have the title of it. You could just go there. It'll just come up this. You can create that. You can go off that or cancel that. Go back into it again. You can add 10 group rules. So you've got these pre-made for you, but you can also do them yourself. So in here you type something in, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Don't like dogs. 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 Don't like Okay, and then we go create. All right, don't like dogs as one group rule, right? So I'm going to delete that because I don't want that. Does it make sense? So you can have it already done for you, or you can set up yourself. This is really important. And even if you have a challenge, you may have some information that's delicate in your challenge that you don't want somebody else to copy and paste. You would have a disclaimer or some other things in here that would be part of your rules. Okay. All right. Member reported content. So basically, this is, someone could be causing dramas, spamming or scamming your somehow got into your challenge, then you would report them there. Moderation alert, the same kind of thing. Somebody's come in here. You've got alerts that you've set up keywords and things that people might use. You can set this up so that this will come up as an alert for you so you can see what's going on in a group. And a lot of the times you could use this in a group with a lot of people. Again, for a challenge, it's not necessary, but this is the way to make your challenge by using a group. So this is a group. It's group status. How healthy the group is. If the group's got no restrictions, it's nice and healthy. If there's some issues with it, it will come up here. Okay, community roles. If I go like that, my name will come up. All the admins that I might have Jenny and Dave and Chris, and their names will come up if they were in admin. Here it's got me, all right. I'm not going to add me, so I'm not going to leave the group either. So don't ever click that because then you would leave your own group and then you have to go and set it all up again, okay? So now we have group settings. Okay, so the name of the group is a testing group, and here you would have a short description of what your group is. So say this is your challenge, whatever it is, and a brief description of what the challenge is, maybe 2 or 3 sentences, maybe just 2 sentences is enough. Head over to ChatGPT because you've got your information of what your idea and topic is, and it will give you some brief information to put in your description. Okay. New member intro. So this is when somebody who you invite to your group, somebody who's actually going to into your challenge, will jump into the group because they've been invited, and this will be an introduction that they'll receive when they first join the group. It's really nice to have. It makes them feel like they've been accepted and heard and also seen, basically. Okay, so we're keeping it as a privacy in the group and keeping it hidden. The location is up to you. You don't really have to have it. There's really no purpose of it. I don't bother with it. But again, this is a challenge as a private vessel that you're using, or container that you're using for your people. So it's not necessary to have that. If you have a group that you're using for a different purpose, it's global, then you might want to have this information, but this is not necessary for a challenge. This is the group address here, right? A group color. Oh, I don't know. Let's go pink. Actually, let's go purple. Just because. So the badges are interesting here. So you've got an admin badge. So when my name would come up when I do a post, because I'm the admin, it'd come up as an admin. If I had a person that I've decided to be moderator, it's someone that comes into your group and moderates activity in the group, keeps an eye on. I've done this for many other people in their groups. I've been in moderators and admins in other people's groups for years. You have these, and it'll give me some other information. So top contributor one, when you see that, the person that makes the most amount of comments or participates in the group the most amount of will have a top contributor badge or a contributor badge. They'd also be points in your group. This is actually a really wonderful thing as a little tiny bit of a win for somebody to see that they're actually being rewarded with that label, because I think it's really important. So group affiliation, we don't have any group affiliation, and you do not want that in your challenge unless you are specifically affiliated with something and the group challenge is about, and you might be an affiliate for, a clothing company, and you have invited your people into this challenge to give them some information on that particular clothing company, and you want to lead them into becoming an affiliate. So you might get a commission off them joining as well. Then you would have the group affiliation, you would have some information on that particular company, but you would also have uploaded to the group information on the fact that it's commissionable, that you're getting paid to have someone join through your link, that all of the legalities, terms and conditions and everything like that, that needs to be part of being an affiliate for that particular company. Not necessary, but it does work if that's what your aim is to have for your group. So who can join the group? So profiles are like us, a personal profile, person that's in a professional mode, not pages. So sometimes pages will come in and you don't necessarily have control of who owns the page. So I would just suggest to start out only profiles. So who can approve member guests, requests? No one. So go down here, only admins and moderators. Now, if you have anyone can invite anyone into your group, you don't have control of your group, and it's a challenge, so it's private and hidden. So make sure that's turned off. Who can pre-approve to join? Nobody. Okay. I would say in a challenge situation, you don't need to have anonymous participation because you don't know who that person is. And the purpose of the challenge is for growth, interaction, and having an experience that has a result with an outcome and a transformation. So we want this to be off. Approval edits are off. Edit post formats. Okay. Create shortcuts so that the post formats people use most often the group are easy to find. It doesn't really matter. We don't need to be doing that yet, but that would be like using it a little bit like an index. Sort posts. So my suggestion is if you got your posts and you want to be having a look at what's going on in your challenge and on your Facebook, so or in the group anyway, even if you don't have a challenge, but that's what you're using it for. Newest activity. Most relevant only gives you the information if they're posting on a particular post that you are just posted. But if you have the newest activity, then you'll get a notification of, you unfortunately can't get every comment, but a notification of an activity. So you'll be aware of that. You'll receive an alert through your feed, like from your notifications on Facebook. I will go to that one. Members can still change how they see comments on a particular post. Automatically show comments in whichever order encourages participation in the group, top comments or most recent. We're going to leave that on just because we do want someone to encourage participation in the group. So we're just going to leave that on because that's okay for us. I'm just going to get off that. Oops, get off there. And the default tab. So the default tab is set for discussion, which is here. Yes, that's the default tab that we're going to have. So we have discussion all of the time. I'm just going to pop back into here to the group settings just to finally go through everything. We've gone through all of that now. So there's what's been added to the group is events. So I'll show you how to do that. Files, GIFs, live videos, polls, reels. I would like to add guides. So I'm just going to get off that because that's already been done. So I'm going to get off that and come here to add features. We don't need to do raise money. Q&A we can do. If you want to add that to your challenge, you can. You would just press that button there and it would be added. I'm going to come all the way down here. Buying and selling, we're not doing player info. We want to do guides. So why we talk about guides? Guides is where you can do, I'm going to show you this now. Guides is where you, okay, so if you come across here, we've got the members, the top of the tabs here. Now that we've kind of gone through all of this, I'll add some info. I'll show you some more information on there in a sec. I'm going to come back in a minute. Events. So this is where we have a particular event. You've got your challenge, and part of your challenge may be a workshop. So then you would go into here, create an event. Day 3 might be a workshop. So you put the name of the, whatever it is, the start date, the start time, the time zone, and then you'll have the end date here, blah, blah, blah. If it's in person, it will be virtual. If you have it online, you go here and you go virtual. Facebook Live, external link other. Facebook Live's probably the easiest thing to do because you can manage it within your group and it sits within your group. If you have an external link, then you need to have Vimeo or some other video software that you've got that you can actually link up, and it can become a little bit problematic. So I probably would leave that. So who can see this would be the people in this group, and you'll be, if you want to invite all group members, what are the details, the co-hosts, etc., etc. Okay, I'm going to go off that. Here you'd have an image, and then you go create event. So if you fill all of this out, then this button comes up and the event's created. So that event then becomes posted this page. So yeah, that would become in this in the events tab here, you'd have all of the events and things that you have going on, and they'd come down here and look at it. You could also pop this up as a post in your challenge. It'll come through the feed. Media. So any kind of media that you've uploaded to the challenge will be here. Photos, reels, etc. All of those will be here for your participants to view. Videos and albums, files. So here is any uploaded file that you've made. So if you put a PDF, you may put ebooks, anything that's a PDF of any kind that you've uploaded. And you might have uploaded here in this discussion. And it come down to J. So you might have popped in here. If you go in here, you'll see these 3 dots. Okay. Right. So here it gives you the option of adding a file. So if you go here, you would go click choose a file, and you could upload a file from anywhere. As long as it's less than 100 megabytes, it'll actually upload into your challenge. You could write a little bit of further information here if you wish, and then you would post it. Or if you do pop it up here, you can schedule it. So I'll go into this in a moment, and then you would press that and it would schedule and ask you for a time that you want to have it scheduled to. You might want it to have it drop into the challenge overnight, 2 a.m. and it'll upload that for you and it'll be posted. Okay, so that is files. This area here is fantastic. This is where your extras that fatten up your challenge are, where you're going to give the extras and added bonuses to people that give value to what your challenge is that you're offering. And the guide section, this is a brilliant area here. So you can come into here. So if the group has guide section, you can use guides to highlight important posts you want people to read. So you go start guide, name of the guide, and the description. Okay. So say you've got tasks, and say it might be a three-day challenge. Whatever you post as your first day's challenge, part of the challenge or the task or the activity you have to do, there's no reason why you can't upload that here. And you've got it also in the feed, but you've also got it here as a guide. Okay, so you would have your heading here and you'd have the description there. I'm just going to do this for you. Blah, blah, blah. I'll show you. Right, here we go. So save. Saving. Okay. So this guide doesn't have any posts yet. You want to create a quiz for a post, and you'll have it. So what will happen is if you create a post with this guide, this will actually go into your feed. So you've got your information that you want it to be your task, or you want to have a 3-step structure of how to do X, Y, Z for your challenge participants, then this is where it will go in here, and then you create the post. Okay, I'm going to remove that guide because I don't have a guide there. If that makes sense, it's pretty self-explanatory. And so you can continue to add to that. Okay. So that's those tabs there. We're going to come down here and we're going to look at the growth. So you can get your the growth of your group. Here you can see when the members joined, how many members joined, get a feel for who was approved, who was declined, who was blocked. Okay. So you can download this information. If you go down to here, You'll see your engagement. So this is just, you're getting your stats, basically the same thing, how much engagement is and what's going on, your admins and moderators, okay, some membership. Right, so down here, you can actually see, it'll come up here. So you've got 3 people in your group that are the most active. They would have their names here, and it would have how active they were, what percentage of what posts they were putting in, what they've done, what was the percentage of the time in the group. So you can actually see and reward people who participate. The people who participate in your challenge, who are active, are the ones that drive your challenge and give you a challenge much more engagement and interaction. And these are the people you want to communicate with and you want to continue to have a relationship with within the challenge, because they're really working the momentum of the challenge. Okay, that's come up. Sorry, that message. And you've got your guides. So you've already seen the guides that we've got up there, and it'll actually tell you if the guides have been completed, which is fantastic. So it's a really good way to keep a tab on what people are doing. Oops, I'm getting off that. And we've got our help center. Should you need any help for your groups with Facebook, just waiting for this to load so I can show you. Gives you some information a little bit about groups and what's going on with the group. If you have any issues, coming back. And finally, we've got the groups hub. A little bit more of a resource, a little bit about groups. Okay, so that isn't how to navigate, how to navigate a group and how to set up a group, which is your challenge. Basically, exactly what we've just talked about is how you are to set it up. Now, I'm just going to come quickly back here. Oops. Yep, so coming over here, you'll see just finally, just before I finish up, you'll see invite people to join. Now, we don't want to come in here to invite people to join because we want to specifically share the link of this group with other people. So we ignore that one for our challenge. Here we go. We've had our cover. Actually thought I had a cover there, but for some reason it didn't go there. So we go back and we've done that already. So when we do it, you press edit and it'll have an image come up for you. Yep. Add a description, what the group's all about. Okay. And then create a post. Okay. So these are here. So you can learn, just going to move this over, learn more about this group. So someone could come into here, learn a little bit more about the group and what's going on. So people can check this out, and people do check it out. Okay, so we've got that. So I'm going to come back into here, up here. Yep. Oh, here we go. And I like to manage my group. So when you're in a PC, you'll see that you have a little bit of a different, dash on the side here. You'll actually see a button where the members are here, member. And you can actually manage your group, and it'll have the people that came into the group, and you've got this button here. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so we're going to come over here because it's a different setup on the PC than what it is on your phone. View member requests. This is where we have our manage. Here'll be a person who's requested, who they are, where they're from, etc. So keep in mind that this is a private hidden group. How's this person got your information? If you invited them to the group, then that's fantastic. If you haven't, then delete. Okay, it's got your settings here and it tells you what you can do. Okay, I'm just going to come back to my home. Oops, back to here. I've just lost my testing group. I'm just going to pop back into that. Okay, so these 3 dots again, group status. We'll see the group status, no restrictions, other updates, etc. Basically giving you it's giving you more this similar information to what we've got here on the left. Your content. So this button here, the share button, this is the one that you want to come down to share with your people. So when you share Messenger, you want to copy it for somebody else. My suggestion here with this particular one, because it doesn't do it on the PC, on your phone, it's a lot easier. If you go into the phone and you scroll down to the very bottom where you see manage, you see all of these tabs here on your phone. The very bottom, it'll say share. And it should actually have it here. No, it doesn't. So on your phone, you can do it much easier. You can go share, and then it'll have an arrow, and then you can just copy the link, and then you can share that to people in emails. You can send them an invite through DMs. It could be somebody that has central posts and you want to reply back. That's how you share. And that way you can keep control of who is in your group. Manage your notifications, same deal. So I would go all posts because it's a challenge group and you want to make sure you keep on top of everything. You don't want to ignore people and you want to make sure that you're keeping that group active. So go save. And pin the group, unfollow the group and pause. So you don't want to do any of these things because this is your group and you need to be in it because you're admin, you're setting these up. And that's pretty much basically every single thing that you need to know about setting up a challenge profile, but using it as a group. So your challenge would be the group, whatever your challenge name is. It could be how mums make money online every day or something. But whatever it is, it's yours. It needs to be private and it needs to be hidden. And this just sits here as part of an annex to your profile on Facebook, and you could use it anytime. So when I say evergreen, someone asked me the other day and said something about evergreen. Evergreen just basically means something that's ongoing forever. It kind of works for itself. So basically you'd set this up. This would be a template. It's here to use. You just copy exactly the same thing again, and you can make a different challenge. You can tweak this, you can fatten it up, you can then use this and you could use an event and you could make a workshop come out of it. This is basically, if you think of it like a hub and then you work out from it like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Someone else made another comment about, with a challenge, they don't want to be a leader or they don't want to be part of having to be in charge or set of a challenge that felt like they had people following them for that because it can become quite overwhelming. Actually, this is just all that purely and simply it is a lead magnet. You can just have a challenge where you offer people, they come into here, they get a lead magnet, a little bit of information about what your offer is, and you send them to that. You may give them a little bit of a resource and some other information, very similar to what people do in a free school group. But keep in mind, this is free. It's costing you nothing. In school, even though it's free for other people to join, it's costing you $9 a month. So, you may have this, and this may be a lead into your paid school group. So, think of it, it's the potential of your Facebook group / challenge is endless. So I hope that was helpful for you. And just take the time to go through this and see how it goes for you. I'll see you in the next training.